Good morning, everyone. I'm out here tinkering on the 45. Yesterday evening, I pulled the oil pan, took a look up underneath of it. Everything looks good on the bottom end. A few more things I need to check. We're going to run a test here in a little bit. Right now, first thing I did was this morning was eliminate the wasp, because I really don't like being stung. And I got some, this stuff is better than WD-40. Just saying. I don't get paid for anything, but I lubed up these manifold bolts. They're prone to break, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to get a lot of that penetrating oil on there and let them soak for a while. I've been using some engine degreaser on that oil pan. I'm going to have to get a scraper and scrape it, but that's what it looks like. I didn't have as much oil in the water as I thought, so I'm thinking we're going to pull this head off maybe today. Like I said, waiting on those manifold bolts to loosen up. I don't know, that penetrating oil to get in there and do what needs to be done. So, but I did some more checking last night on this while we was under it, and I checked these tie rod ends, and man, those things are solid. So that's a good thing. We were checking out other things. We found another problem. I don't know why it's this way. It's kind of spooky, but let me get around here. I mean, we're not going to do a full restoration on this tractor. One, I'm not a full restoration guy, but this is the cover. Your brakes are under here for the back here. The brakes are in there. I don't know why. I don't know. But anyway, that's where they're at. But as you can see, when I was pecking on this, that's all loose. That shouldn't be loose. And that would explain why when I checked the hydraulic oil, let me get you back around there. My hydraulic oil, transmission oil, it's all runs the same stuff. It's interesting. But I checked this out here in the transmission. As you can see by that milky look on that little dipstick, there's water got in there. And that would be where it did. Hold on. Okay. That knucklehead right there, Conrad, was eating on my little apple tree here. I don't expect it's ever going to produce any apples, because the deer ate all the limbs off of it and killed it, and then it grew back, and it's been struggling ever since. It's been this size for 2 years. So anyway, back to Allis, which is what we're calling this beast. I mean, here, let me give you, there's Allis, her mismatched tires and everything, and there's the little Kubota. I mean, it's quite a difference. Little Kubota's good for what it is, but you know, this tractor's bigger, more horsepower, just, you know, more powerful tractor. But anyway, where was I at? Oh, so I've got to drain this transmission, rear axle, the whole mess, and put new fluid in it, which is no big deal. I've got hydraulic fluid, but I don't understand why that's loose and why nobody ever addressed it. We've got these add-on hydraulics here. That's kind of interesting, but I don't know. They may come off because I don't need them, and all those hoses are in the way. So we got this one that's back here. It's in the way of it moves. Maybe I need to figure some way to tie it up. But anyway, that's another project. So you're up to date on this project for now. I'm gonna soak these intake, or these manifold bolts. The exhaust and the intake are all one piece, and we're gonna soak them and wait a little more and do some other stuff and come back to that. But right now we're gonna run a test on this. Number one farmhands out here, so more later. Okay, I don't think I recorded any video at all here. Anyway, starting fresh. Okay, the earlier part of this video you saw me, I was talking about working on the Allis Chalmers, you know, this old girl here. Well, since then I've got some of the gunk cleaned out of there. That was pretty nasty. This inspection cover, the oil's all at the top there, but anyway, how'd I have that? Anyway, this is on hiatus right now because I gotta order parts. You can't just run down to O'Reilly AutoZone and pick up parts for Allis Chalmers WD45. There's just not enough money in it for O'Reilly, and they're not a tractor parts place anyway. Okay, so this is on hold. Well, it's not completely on hold. I need to go ahead and get the head off of it and everything, but I'm not going to get back to this for a couple of days. And so, because I've got brush hogging that needs to get done, we put the brush cutter on the back of the Kubota and went done a little brush cutting with it, and I discovered an issue with it. And I don't know, let me get these sunglasses off so I can see. Get you all in here maybe. Nope, that's not it. Right there. You can see, let me see if I can point it out. Right there is where a freeze plug goes, and there is not one in there. I can't get you any better view than that. So we're gonna have to run to town tomorrow before we go to the fair and have a little fun time and get a freeze plug to put in there. So hey, it's always something on the farm, and that's interesting, that the farm, because until just recently I hadn't really considered myself a farmer. Still don't, just because, you know, I don't do this for a living. I don't farm for a living. But anyway, it is part of my living because I make money off the pigs. We eat a couple of pigs a year, and the chickens provide eggs. That's part of our sustenance. The cows, we will eventually eat one of those. We're actually past due on that. So, but anyway, I've always been kind of reluctant to call myself a farmer. I still don't. But anyway, I guess neither here than there. But just gonna wrap this video up here. Be a couple days before we get onto this again. It might be longer than that. I might just wait until I have the parts. I don't know. It's going to require a trip to a machine shop if I can find one. The Kubota, that should be fairly simple, I think. Famous last words. But anyway, yeah, dead silence. Not good. So we're gonna wrap this up. Everybody's doing okay. we got tractor issues, which you got equipment, you got issues. I knew when I bought this old Allis Chalmers here that we was going to have issues. I mean, you can see the tractor, the back tires are different sizes. I think the one on the left side of the tractor, as it faces forward, is the traditional Allis Chalmers. The other is off of something else. I don't know what. But we got goats running around being goofy goats. Those things are something else. If you're in the market for a goat, let me know. I'll hook you up with some goats. But, so, we'll wrap this up. Appreciate you watching. If you've watched this far, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope to get some good video of this old Allis being worked on. We'll just see what kind of rush I get into getting it done. So, thanks for watching. Let's look out for each other. Let's help each other when we can. Don't forget to pray.